Well, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me here today on Narcissism 101 Cracking the Code with me, Paul Wisdom. Okay, so the video that we're going to do, and before we do it, if you want a one-on-one session, you can email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com, or you can send me a text message at 647-406-3057. If you want to call, just send a text to that number and just let me know that's you and you want to talk about your narcissistic experience, and then we can more than get you the help that you're looking for. So what we are going to be talking about right now is, for this session, is the narcissist is for the streets. Yes, the narcissist is for the streets, guys, and I want to let you know why. Here are most or all of the reasons why the narcissist is for the streets. Number one is because the narcissists don't abide by the rules. They don't do what the rules say. They always do the opposite of the rules. They think that they're above the law. In fact, they think that they're above God. Because remember, the narcissists are of reprobate minds. They're of reprobate minds of the devil. And they believe that they don't have to follow what any rules or regulations say. So if the speed limit outside, let's say, is 80 kilometers an hour, then the narcissist is going to go at 100 kilometers an hour. Right? If the speed limit is 50 kilometers in a residential zone, narcissist is going at like almost 80 kilometers in the zone. See, narcissists, they don't care about anybody, and they will destroy anybody that gets in their way, guys. And another way that the narcissist is for the streets is because they always like the action. They can't just sit still and just enjoy life and just enjoy the everyday life, and just, if they're married especially, they don't like to just go through the everyday, just enjoy it for what it is. They always need to be doing something. They always need to be busy. They always need to be where the action is at. And so for that, the narcissist is for the streets. Another reason why the narcissist is also for the streets, guys, is that the narcissist, believe it or not, they're into having multiple things going on at once. So if they're married, let's say, the narcissist is going to have multiple partners. They're going to be with multiple people at one time. Because narcissists, narcissists fear abandonment. They fear being abandoned, and they also fear being figured out. And so if the narcissist knows that somebody is catching on to their scent, they know that the person that they're married to, let's say, is catching on to something that the person that they're married to, let's say, they see that something is off for some reason, and the person, they're trying to talk to the narcissist about that. What's going to happen is that the narcissist, they know that they need to have somebody else on the hook, because they know that, yeah, you can take it. They know that if that relationship blows up, once that person figures it out, that the narcissist is going to bounce to that next person. And so that's why they're for the streets, because because they don't believe in being a good civil human being, and they don't believe in writing things out for what they are. They always need to have somebody or something else on the go. Because narcissists, you have to realize too that narcissists, they also don't like to be bored. They also don't like to just enjoy life the way that it's supposed to be enjoyed, and because that's what they like. Also keep in mind that narcissists for the streets is because narcissists, believe it or not, majority of narcissists are drug addicts. They're into drugs. They love every type of drug, whether that's methamphetamines, whether that's, being drugs in the streets, marijuana, cocaine, and all those different types of drugs. Like, they do these drugs, and that's why majority of narcissists, that's why with narcissists, they can always be on the go. They're always go. They don't like to rest. They don't like to take good care of themselves. They're gonna burn themselves out before they know it, and that's when they're gonna become what is known as the aging narcissist. Which aging narcissists are nasty, guys. They're nasty because aging narcissists, you have to keep in mind, aging narcissists, they think that they're a lot more entitled. They think that they're older, so everybody should always be there for them. And so that's what aging narcissists do, guys. And also keep in mind, narcissists for the streets is because in the streets, there's a lot of gangs, there's a lot of killings, there's a lot of things that go on in the streets that people like me and you who are empaths, we shouldn't be involved in, right? But the narcissist is involved in all these things, right? They want to be where the action is at. Narcissists don't like peace. Me and you, empaths, we love peace. We love when there's peace. We love when there's abundance. We love when we can just sit and relax and just enjoy life and just chill out, and no distractions, no loud noise. Narcissists can't have that. That's why whenever you're, let's say, this weekend it's a holiday, it's Easter weekend, the narcissist on the holiday, they're going to be looking to destroy and blow up that holiday. So you're going to be looking to just relax and get some resting in and possibly eat some good food and enjoy some good company with your friends, with your family, with everybody that's around you. But the narcissist, they're not going to be wanting to do any of that. What they're going to be looking to do throughout that holiday is they're going to be looking to see whose lives they can blow up. They're going to be also looking for chilling with the new supply. So they'll make up an excuse and say something like, oh, I got to go to the store, or oh, I got to just go to my car for a moment. And meanwhile, they're gone for like 3 or 4 hours, and then you're scratching your head saying, they've been gone for 3 or 4 hours. They just said they're going to their car to get something. Why are they gone? Well, the truth is the reason why they're gone for so long is because they're on the phone with the new supply. They're on the phone with the person that they're going to potentially replace you with. And so keep in mind, guys, narcissists, they're always on the go. They always need to be on the go because, but keep in mind also, the reason why the narcissist for the streets is because their mental delusional mind, all the demons that are in their mind, all the lives that they've blown up, all the people that they've lied to, all the people that they've cheated on, all the people that they've stolen from, all the people that they've done, all the people's lives that they destroyed, it's all coming back to haunt them in their minds, and that's why they always need to be on the go. Keep in mind also that their delusions, they come from the fact that the narcissist, that part of your brain that produces empathy, narcissists do not have that. And there are many people, like I mentioned in one of my videos, if you watched it, many people are born without this part of their brain that produces empathy. And that's why the narcissists, they lack empathy. That's why they don't care. That's why they can just move on in the blink of an eye from one relationship to the next like it didn't happen, right? That's why they always need to have somebody else in place in case that relationship blows up, or in case somebody figures out that they're actually a narcissist, right? Because narcissists, they fear abandonment. They don't want anybody abandoning them for some reason, but because maybe they were abandoned when they were a child. Maybe they didn't experience love that you experienced, like me and you experienced as children, right? And so for that reason, they always need to be on the go. They always need to be doing all these crazy things in the streets, right? So also keep in mind, the reason why the narcissist is also for the streets, guys, is because narcissists, they don't like being at home. They don't like sitting at home, relaxing with the family and enjoying time with the family. They always need to be where the action is at. And they don't believe in the word of God. So there are many narcissists actually that are in the church that are actually living like that. They're doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing. They're in the streets. They're into prostitution. They're into doing things that aren't of the word of God, right? And they do this, guys, because they're of the streets. And in the streets, there's a lot of that. There's prostitution, there's drug addicts, and a lot of narcissists are prostitutes, right? A lot of them do this stuff because they feel as though they're entitled. They feel like, okay, if I can't have that guy or that gal, I'll have this guy or that gal. So they always need to have somebody else on the hook. They always need to be doing something in the case that somebody figures them out, in case somebody blows their cover, right? That's why narcissists have multiple relationships. That's why they keep little groups of friends. Narcissists claim that they've had this friend or that friend or that friend for many years, for 10 years, but in reality, they've just met this person 2 days ago, or they just met that person and they only known them for a month. And then that person figures them out. That person starts catching on to their sense, saying, something's not adding up. Why is it that whenever I'm there for them, they're not there for me? Why is it that I'm always the one giving, but then this person who turns out to be the narcissist, they don't give anything to me. They don't give me attention. They're not there for me. They don't listen to me when I'm speaking to them. Why is that? Well, it's because they're a narcissist, and they feel as though they're entitled. They feel like they can do this stuff and that they can get away with it, right? And this is what they do. They do this every single day of their lives. You may have thought, you the empath watching my video, if it's your first video you're watching, thank you so much for being here. You, the person you're watching this video, may have thought that it was just you and the narcissist. But truth be told, it was not just you. They were behind the scenes. They were getting your place. They were actually, most likely, when you got into a relationship with the narcissist, they were not broken up with that person that they said they were broken up with. That's actually what happened to me with my ex-wife. When I first met her, she had told me that she was in a relationship with someone, but then she said that it wasn't going well. And then a couple days after we met, we were just friends. I thought we were just friends. She messages me and says, I ended things with my boyfriend, and then I'm just like, okay, are you all right? And then she was like, yeah, I'm okay. And I was like, do you want to, maybe go out to a movie, do something to get your mind off of things? And then she's like, yeah. And then I later found out that she was never really broken up with this guy. She was actually with this guy the whole time. And in fact, funny enough, when we were getting to know each other, like we were just friends, this same guy, he had sent flowers to her house. And I found this out later on, much later down the line. But guys, I'm just saying this to say that narcissists are never alone, and they always got somebody on the hook. Because remember, narcissists cannot be alone. So when you're out doing your everyday life, whether you're gone to work, whether you're out with your friends, whether you're with your family, the narcissist and the narcissist isn't with you, they are 9 out of 10 times they're getting your replacement ready. They're talking to your replacement, because narcissists cannot be alone, because they fear being alone. They can't have that. All right. So yeah, guys, these are the reasons why the narcissist is for the streets, because the streets are for all the things that are bad. Anytime you hear the streets, what comes to mind? Drugs, people getting killed, gang violence, prostitution, all these many things, harlotry, all the adultery, all these many things that happen in the streets, guys. And all these things do happen in the streets. And the narcissist is for that. They love that life, because that life, people that are in the streets, they don't care. They live their lives with no restrictions, right? And the narcissist, that's how they live their lives, with no restrictions, right? So narcissist is for the streets. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for checking with me here on Narcissism 101 Cracking the Code with me, Paul Wisdom. Like I said, if you want a one-on-one session, you can email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com. Or you can send me a text message at 647-406-3057. If you want to talk, if you want to vent, if you want somebody to talk to about your situation, if you're trying to figure out if the person you're dealing with is a narcissist, I'd be more than happy to help you out. I encourage you also to watch my other videos, my most recent ones, and even my first ones if you're new to this channel. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you so much.